So what are we looking at here?
This is just a master plan that we put together of what we could possibly do at the park facility. Not that we're going to do everything that's on here, but and I've got a bigger picture over the park. It's a big 4x8 sheet, so you can get a better shot at it. And I've also got this on a PDF. We want to know what would fit on the property after we purchase the property, and things that we talked about maybe in the future we'd be able to develop and do that. So it's whether we do all that or not, or it's in those locations, we don't know, but we know we could.
Right.
We've got the room.
So we're looking at what? Walk me through what's going on.
We've got, of course, parking area. This is a future senior center. This is a regulation softball field. This is a 6-on-6 man soccer field. We've got playground area here, a walking trail around the whole, these portions. Another smaller playground here, restroom facilities, that type of thing.
Okay. And where's the picnic shelters?
Well, we've got, on this particular master plan, we've got 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now, we've just got 1. And the senior center's not in this location. We can't put it there because right now we've got a barn there. And we're utilizing the barn because it's got a concrete floor. Helps us do the events.
Right.
We've got parking lot and the walking, we've got 1 pavilion about right here, and then the walking trail goes out that area.
All right. So have you, your playground parts that's missing, have they give you a delivery time when they might?
Not at this point. We just found this out on Friday afternoon. We're missing one of, we've got it built up, well, you'll see when we get over, we've got it built up to a point, but the next point is putting this pipe in the ground, and we just don't have it. We've got everything else but that one pipe, so that's what's holding it. We tried to see if there was another pipe that was long, or post that was long enough that we could replace with and put it the other one and go ahead and get it finished. It's just not. It's integral to the rest of the construction.
Is it open? The part that's up, is it open, or is it
not for use yet? Because we don't have any kind of grounding protection or anything in there. We've got the playground equipment in the ground, concrete in where it needs to be, and that type of thing. But we're going to have to come in with. Actually, what we're going to use is pea gravel. The small pea gravel as a footing inside the playground area that gives a certain amount of fall protection.
So the barn raising is postponed indefinitely until the pipe comes in.
My salesman, my contact fella, said generally we're looking at 7 to 10 days. It's one of those things, it's a manufacturing facility. It just depends on if they have these pipes ready to go, run it down the assembly line and get it powder coated and get it to us. It's a process, manufacturing process. If they can just put it in with the rest of things they're processing today, we might get it sooner as opposed to later. We've done the best we can. Like I said, it was a community group that had some funding left that they had to spend on the town that they purchased the equipment. I don't need to be in this, Jeff, I'm telling you. We've got stuff for all ages up to 12 or so. We've actually got a sign that's going to go up here that gives the rules and the park and all that bunch of mess, which would be a better. This is kind of the middle of the construction type thing.
Well, is there going to be more stuff than the swings and the slide set, or is there more stuff?
We've got a balancing alligator over here. We've got one of the little spring-loaded riding snails for the toddlers. Here, and then we've got some areas where there's like balancing stepping stones and that type of thing. It's kind of the big equipment. We've got some chin bars and some other equipment that's kid friendly that adds on to this side of it. And then there's several more platforms. If you can see look up here in the barn, there's several more platforms and that type of thing that adds on to this. But we can't move any further because we don't have a post.
What is the post for?
It's a post on the, see these tall black posts? It's a post that's like that is the next post over that everything ties off of that we go from here. So this is as far as we get. the first was the 4 square where the first square platform is, where these slides go up. That was the first one, and then everything builds off of it.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the community barn raising event? What is that going to accomplish?
Well, this area is that we've got excavated here.
Yeah.
We're going to put pea gravel, river stone pea gravel, the very small, that gives a certain amount of fall protection for the kids.
Right.
And we're going to bring it in here, and we're going to have to rake it down smooth and level it up. You know, we can't get the dump trucks and that type of thing in here to do that. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to pile it out here, and then we'll take it with Bobcat or whatever and dump it, and we'll need people to help us
shovel,
kind of level it, just kind of level it out.
Yeah.
You know, what we're talking about doing is doing an event over here. Have one of our local, some of our local groups maybe do hamburgers or hot dogs, and just kind of have like a celebration of a barn raising. Yeah.
So you were shooting for the 28th. That's not going to happen, but is it something that's going to happen this fall?
I'm sure it will. As quick, the pea gravel will be the last thing before the park is open.
Yeah.
So we're going to be pushing hard to get the pea gravel down and done once we get the completion of the assembly.
Okay.
The way it looks right now, when the post gets in here, we're probably about 5 days from being ready to put the gravel in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But at that, once we know, we can kind of work that date out, because we may get the gravel here and we're not done, but then we can go ahead and use the Bobcat to get it in there, and then we'll just have a celebration. People can rake if they choose to.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we were going to have to do an assembly type thing, but it's not. That's
so. Is it going to be kind of like a when you say event, like people are going to be like people playing music, or?
Well, we might have a band over here. I mean, our railroad museum, they do what they call picking on the porch on Friday evenings. And it's just a pickup. Whoever wants to bring out their instruments, come out and play. We may get them to do something over here. You know, tie it together. Try to make it a community event to have the whole community involved, because that's part of what a park is about, is community.
Is the community, are they chomping at the bit to get this open and be able to use it?
We've had people, when they started digging over here, want to know when the playground is going to be ready to get used.
Yeah.
We've had this playground equipment for over a year.
Yeah.
But because due to COVID and that type of thing, we've not been able to move forward with it.
Yeah. Who did your picnic shelter?
That was part of the first phase of the development of the park. That was part of the $280,000 we spent on the park so far.
Was that including the purchase price? Was part of that?
No. We bought the property, and then we were able, the way the Park and Recreation Fund grants work, we were able to use the purchase price of the property toward logging in our match on these matching grants.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And it was a $200,000 project, so we got $100,000. It's 50-50 matching grant, so we got $100,000 in funds, and we had to come up with $100,000. But because of we bought the property and it was less than a year since purchase, we were able to use that as part of our match. So we still had to spend the money, but it allowed us to get that money, start running that money back in quicker. Yeah.
So how much did the property cost?
Purchase price was $85,000.
Okay, so you only got to come up with 15 to match your 100 then.
Well, we had to come up with the full 100, but we got them to start sending us half our money back every time we sent, because we already logged that in.
Okay.
It's the way that it surprised me the way it is, but it's the way the state works on their grants and the park grants. It works, but because we did it this way, a lot of people that were dealing with it had not been exposed to it, of how it worked, and it took them some time to learn how we had to do it. But we got it worked out, and everything worked out.
So how much have you got left
of the grant money?
Yeah.
Oh, we spent it all.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah. You know, we estimated the cost of the park, the first phase development, to be about $200,000, and that was one of the first bids that I ever put together, or first grant application that I'd ever put together, and I learned something from there. Whatever you think you're going to need, add half back to it before you apply for the grant, because that's what you're probably going to end up using.
The next thing after you accomplish the playground, what's the next thing you want?
Okay, playground and the restroom facility. Once we get the restroom facility in, we don't know. It's kind of an open book. We don't know. I think my feeling is we need to have an additional picnic pavilion, maybe over in this area for parents to be able to watch their kids or that type of thing. We've got park benches around the walking trail. There's a section of the walking trail that is not paved, it's compacted gravel that we need to pave. That may be something we do in the not too distant future. Just kind of rounding out what we've already got. It will help when we've got a restroom facility. We've got a flagpole that we're going to get up, and we'll do a flag raising, you know, when we do that. And this gentleman that's doing this is already consented to help us put the flagpole up. I mean, he wants to be involved. So, so right now we're talking about doing events over here, maybe music events and that type of thing. Of course, we've got the big Crafty Music Festival in October.
What's the date on that again?
October 16th and 17th.
Okay. And what's the date on the car show?
September 25th.
Okay. So you got big things happening already. Probably will have your barn raising sometime in that.
We're thinking somewhere around the end of September, end of August, 1st September. I'm actually thinking maybe the weekend after Labor Day, but we'll see. And I'll give you quick as I know something, I'll give you an update.
Okay.
Because right now it's kind of fluid.